Testing, testing, 1, 2. 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 Ooh, I should have got some chapstick. Damn. Not yet. But testing, testing, 1, 2. Testing, testing, 1, 2. You know what I was thinking? I just kind of had this little thought, and no, I'm not talking about a girl, but I had this little thought about just like how I know we touch on different subjects on this live or on this stream on this channel, but and one of those topics is money a lot, right? Material stuff, and I don't know. It crossed my mind. I was watching an interview the other day. I was actually watching two interviews the other day, with one with The Rock and another one with Will Smith, and they were talking about fame, and they were talking about life before fame, and they were talking about money and how their finances have kind of gone on a roller coaster before they actually hit their big break, and then got wealthy beyond their wildest dreams. And one of the major things that stuck out to me was how Will Smith was saying, and I'll get to The Rock in a second, but how Will Smith was saying, you reach this plateau of like, you can pretty much buy whatever you want. You can walk into any store, buy whatever you want. You can look at a sports team and think, you know what, hey, I might want to invest in this sports team, or you can, whatever, car, whatever you want. And not all famous guys are car guys, by the way. But, and, some people like have their different, we're all different, which is what makes the world go around, our differences. There's people like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos who could be into comic books or could be into action figures or could be into, the cliche nerdy stuff, right? I don't know these guys, so I don't know. But then you've got a guy like the guy who owns Facebook, who he's actually into fashion, but a lot of people don't know that he's into fashion because he's not into flashy fashion. He's actually into fashion that feels good on his skin, and these are all billionaires that I'm speaking of. But it amazes me how, I scroll on stuff on the internet and you see people like Floyd Mayweather. He likes to enjoy his money a little bit differently. Like he likes to enjoy his money with jewelry. He likes to enjoy his money with women. He likes to enjoy his money, popping champagne, popping bottles, driving the flyest cars, doing the flyest stuff, the more flashier life. And, a lot of people don't know Floyd Mayweather's up there with the money too, right? But and I only use him because, he's the flashiest guy I can think of right away off the top of my head. But, when you look at all these different people, everybody's different, and people are going to enjoy their money how they want to enjoy their money. So when I go, and I search these, not search, but when I'm scrolling, I'm surfing these, these websites, these social media websites, and I see people commenting like, "Oh, he's so flashy," or "Oh, uh, J. Cole doesn't flash his money," or yada yada yada. So, what does that even mean? What, J. Cole's a better guy because he's not flashy? I know some pretty shitty shit fucks who aren't flashy. They're pieces of shit. Doesn't make you a better guy because he ain't fucking flashy. What the fuck? Just depends on who you are. Depends on how you were raised. Depends on how you came up, And then I know some really cool ass dudes who will wear some of the gaudiest shit you've ever seen, but it's real, and that's what they chose to spend their bread on, and that's what they want to do. They're not worried about somebody trying to take it. They have respect, or they have, protection or whatever the case may be. So it just boggles my mind the different, thoughts people have when they see people who are flashy or people who aren't flashy, or, just these like dumbass stereotypes that come along with, different people's images, and it's all bullshit if you think about it. It's all smoke and mirrors. But regardless, my thought that I actually kind of, had that I was actually thinking about wasn't even that. It was something along the lines of that, but it's like some people, they see people wear jewelry and they think they wear jewelry to impress other people. Some people are like that, right? Some people wear jewelry because they enjoy jewelry. They just love jewelry. Some people wear jewelry because their jewelry means something to them. It holds significant emotional value to them. Some people wear jewelry just because it's a part of them. It's a part of their culture. It's a part of their expression. It's part of their style. Just like certain clothes are a part of other people's styles, right? You got gothic people who paint their nails and, put on makeup, and I feel like they don't even get judged the same as people who wear jewelry. And, but or designer clothes too. That's a whole nother topic, right? But it's your money. You want to spend it on whatever the fuck you feel like. Do that shit, right? You earned it. But I don't believe there's as many people wearing jewelry or designer clothes to impress other people that that people think. There's not that many people who are doing that, to impress other people. When you feel good, you do good, right? So people want to feel good. It's why you go to the barbershop. It's why you go to the salon. It's why you go, to get your nails done. You know what I mean? Like you want to feel good. It's why people get veneers and plastic surgery and get their teeth whitened and stuff like that. You want to feel fucking good about yourself, right? And certain people feel good about themselves with certain things, and that's perfectly fine. Nobody's judging your mom for her fucking $1,200 Coach handbag. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, get over it. It's not your money. Get the fuck over it. Mind your fucking business. Go make yourself enough money that you can do whatever the fuck you want to do with your goddamn money. Stop pocket watching everybody else, right? But that kind of brings me to this one thought. I know I keep going back and forth and trying to figure out what I actually want to say, but the only thing I don't agree with when it comes to that is doing it for other people, right? No matter what you buy, hopefully you're doing it for you. Hopefully you're doing it to enjoy your life the way you want to enjoy your life. And instead of impressing others with what you have, I think it's in everyone's best interest. And this is only my personal opinion, right? Who am I, right? But I think it's, in everyone's best interest to focus on impressing yourself. Focus on impressing yourself with who you are. Focus on impressing yourself with the changes you've made, with the sacrifices you've made, with the goals you've achieved. With impress yourself with who the fuck you are. How you've improved your personality. How you've improved. Your certain things about yourself. It comes with a lot of, there's a lot of different, ways you can view it. There's a lot of different ways you can look at it. But, just if you're going to impress anybody, man, impress your fucking self. Like if you want to get the flyest ride, like, of course, like we're guys, right? Like, guys, they love bitches, right? We're not going to, if the world was all a bunch of guys, right? If there was nothing but, and excuse my language, right? Bitches, women, girls, hoes, whatever. Some women are hoes, some women are bitches, some women are women. You know what I'm saying? So, some guys, if you want to buy something, whatever, but some guys, they get whatever they buy for the women, right? But if you think about it, if the world was full of nothing but guys, we probably wouldn't buy half the crap that we buy. Let's be honest here, like you know what I'm saying. Like let's be real here, like so a lot of the times like you buy flashy stuff, you buy nice stuff, and yes you do it for yourself, but there's always that thought in the back of your head like this is most likely going to attract the wrong women. It's going to attract women, but it's most likely going to attract the wrong women, and it's going to be a lot of attention, whatever the case may be, right? And that's not for everything, and that's not for every person, it's not for every guy, right? But regardless, man, do it to impress you. Do it to impress you, no matter what it is. But it could come a time in your life, if you do become wealthy, if you do become, very successful, where there's not much else you can buy, and at that point, money doesn't become as important to you. It's about people's character. It's about who somebody is and who they present themselves as. And when you get to that point in your life, excuse me, you're not going to be able to expect happiness from your loved ones. It is what it is. Like you're going to be the one expected to bring the happiness once you reach a certain level of success. And that kind of ties into, when you reach that level of success and you can afford whatever you want, certain things aren't going to be important anymore. And one of them being money, But speaking on that, so what it do? You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the stream. I hope y'all are doing fucking fantastic. I hope y'all are doing incredible, which is fucking incredible. And I know I haven't streamed in going on about 2 weeks, give or take. Ew, I know it's disgusting, right? I've been fucking off. I haven't been on my shit. Well, I've been on other shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been like a fly on other shit. I just ain't been on this shit. You know what I'm saying? But I know I haven't streamed in about 2 weeks, man. And if you miss me, holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying? But if you didn't, fuck you. But anyway, so today we're diving into, I guess you could say it's a pretty deep topic, give or take. It just depends on how you see things, and where your mindset is at and how you view the world. But so today we're going to be talking about the pros and the cons. And if you don't know what pros and cons are, let's put it in layman terms. Today we're going to be talking about the positives and the negatives of being famous. Okay. And it's a question that a lot of people ask. even people who, don't want to be famous, they don't have any, like they don't have any type of want to really get to that point in their life where they're famous, right? But it's, people think about it, it crosses their mind like what if or whatever. And, and I think we've all had dreams of becoming famous. Like just like even if it's a quick thought, like, or even if it's just not even getting famous, but just getting that big break, you know? And there, but regardless, there's a side to fame that people most of the time don't actually realize, So, and this is coming from me, like, okay, like, from a young age, I was around celebrities. I met a decent amount of celebrities. I spent a decent amount of time around celebrities. So this is just my point of view on things. I am not famous, but this is just my point of view on things, and things that I've heard, things that I've heard through the grapevine, things that I've, picked up over time, just, learned over time, heard over time, whatever, yada, yada, yada. So without further ado, grab yourself a fucking snack, right? And I would be your snack, but I just, I've got to do this live. So chill out, relax, settle in, you know what I mean? And let's talk about it, and of course, like always, feel free to chime in, feel free to chime in with your thoughts, your questions, whatever along the way, and because I'd love to hear what y'all think, like for real, I love that shit. So I want to start by talking about myself first, right? Like I said, I'm not famous by any means, right? But like I said, I've spent a decent amount of time, not a lot of time, I've been introduced to celebrities. I've, hung out, done a little bit of hanging out with celebrities since a young age, and me personally, I've signed a few autographs, even though I'm not famous, right? And that's a whole nother story. I think my first autograph was a friend of mine who believed in me, and he was like, "Man, you're gonna be fucking famous one day." And then I think the second autograph I signed was actually on a plane. I was on a plane sitting next to a guy, and we were having a conversation about music. And I told him, "Hey, I do music, yada yada yada. Like this is me." And I sent him my Google link, and he starts looking through my stuff, and he saw, just like magazine articles, and he was like, "Damn, dude, you'll fuck around and be famous one day. Like, let me get your autograph just in case." And it was kind of like a jokey joke kind of thing, but like, shit, I'm taking it serious. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna be famous one day, right? And then, so like, not only that, but like, also like, you can, type me into Google and stuff, and I have used that to my advantage in certain situations when I was younger, and you know, and it's not, I'm not, you can't Google me because I'm famous. Let's put it like that. It's only based off of a few small accomplishments, and the few times I've experienced a brief bit of influence in my life, and that's it. You know, and I've used that to my advantage plenty of times. You know, so without further ado, let's start with the good stuff. Actually, yeah. Usually it's like everybody wants to hear the bad shit first, but let's start with the good shit first. Because the shit, who doesn't wanna dream a little bit? You know what I mean? Who doesn't wanna, who doesn't wanna, talk about being famous? You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the perks of being famous. Let me see. I think the first like perk or whatever you could say. And no, I'm not talking about the pill, you fucking junkie. But I think the first perk of being famous would be recognition and shit, influence, right? Recognition and influence, being recognized and using that recognition to influence other human beings. First of all, you get recognized, right? Everywhere, right? I think the first time I've ever experienced something like this, and I think honestly the only time that was like actually for like what you can Google me for. It wasn't like, oh no, like, hey, I met you one time and I seen you at this place one time, or hey, so and so, like nothing like that. It was like, hey, you're that one dude, Cloudy, like. Damn, bro, like, what the wop, man, you be saying some wild shit on the internet. You know, that's literally what the dude said. I was actually pulling up to a rap show, a local rap show, and I was about to perform, and I pulled up. Dude ran next to my truck as I'm parking. He's like, "Yo, you Cloudy, wooty wop," because I always take pictures with my cars and stuff. You know what I mean? And my name was actually on the side of the car at this time. Because I used to get magnets with my name and put them on the side of the truck or whatever. And that was the first time I ever experienced something like that. And it felt fucking good, man. It felt fucking good. It was like, you felt like the girls kind of like, damn, who the fuck is that, right? And then you felt like the dudes kind of like hating, you know what I'm saying? And then like I was, with somebody who wasn't expecting that, so they was like, what the fuck? Like, who is you, nigga? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it was a good ass feeling, right? And it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, and I've never experienced this, but imagine walking into a coffee shop and people know who you are, and it's not just the recognition, though. It's, you know what I mean? Like being famous. Being famous a lot of the time means that you have influence, whether it's in entertainment, whether it's in culture, excuse me, guys. Whether it's some famous people even have influence in politics. Believe it or not, think about Donald Trump. Like he was a famous celebrity before he was a politician. And you can use that platform to speak out on any issue you give a fuck about. You can raise awareness or you can push for change, positive change. And sometimes people push for negative fucking change, right? But I think one of the most obvious perks of fame is the level of recognition you get. Everywhere you go, people know who you are. You're walking into your favorite coffee shop or whatever, and the barista, let me say, the barista already knows your name and your order, right? Like that's player. You know what I'm saying? You walk in like, hey, what it do? Actually, I know what you want. I'm gonna get done in 3 minutes. You can get the fuck out of here, right? Like that's beautiful, right? You living. And they already know your name, they already know your order, right? And that's not just cool. Like, that's some cool ass shit, but it feels nice. It feels nice to be seen and also appreciated. And this doesn't happen. This doesn't just happen in small places, right? It happens on a larger scale for larger celebrities, and when you're famous, you have the power to influence people. Like I said before, you have this kind of like platform where your words, your actions, whatever you wear, like you could literally put on a pair of Irish clogs right now, and there might be 10,000 other people who just bought a fresh pair of Irish clogs because like, yo, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, but regardless, your words, your actions, and your ideas actually matter on your platform. Like think about all the positive movements that have been sparked by people with fame. You know what I mean? Like, and with fame, people with fame using their voices. Whether it's raising awareness for social issues, supporting charities, or just inspiring others to kind of be themselves. Fame gives you an incredible opportunity to have a real impact on the world. And that is why a lot of the times it pisses me off when like I see these young guys, and I'm just gonna use this as an example, like these young guys, and I love to see it though. Don't get me wrong. Like I love to see a young guy from the hood, make it out. You know what I'm saying? But I only love to see it if they use that to their advantage and to other people's advantage. But when you make it out and you still on bullshit, like it's like, bro, that pisses me off to the fucking max. Cause it's like, bro, you could have literally done so much greatness with your influence, but you have chosen to do complete BS. You have chosen to fucked your life off even worse than it actually was already, or you have chosen to fuck other people's lives off. And that's not a judgment. That's not me throwing shots at anybody. That's just shit that I see, and or like, young guys, they get all this money and fame. They just don't know any better too. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of guys who just don't know any better. Like they come from a fucked up place. They come from a certain mentality, and they just don't know no better. Like all they know is being a drug dealer. So the first thing they think when they or a street nigga. So the first thing they think is like, damn, I'm a kingpin now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's understandable, man. You know what I'm saying? I get it. And I've done young and dumbass shit with money. But it just pisses me the fuck off. And like, you have all this power and influence, and you use it for bullshit, man. Like you didn't help nobody. You didn't do no charitable type shit. You didn't like honestly, like. And another thing that pisses me off is like when famous people are fucking mean, bro. When they're mean to the people who fucking made them famous, the people who love them, bro. Like that's one thing about me. Like if I was famous, like super super famous right now, I don't think I would ever get tired of fame. I don't think I would ever in my life get tired of fame, because there was one day when nobody gave a fuck, and that will always stick with me. Like I will always stay grounded because of that. Because I remember the days when nobody gave two fucks about who I was, what I did, what I had to say, what I had to offer the world. None of that shit, man. So for people man, if I was super famous right now, I would stop for every fucking picture. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if I was running late. I would stop for every fucking autograph. I don't even give a fuck if you was selling that shit. If my autograph can change your fucking life, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck. You supporting me, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. Like, so it pisses me off to the core when I see famous people being mean to the fucking fans, bro. Like, you're a real life piece of shit. Like, straight up. I don't give a fuck who you are. Like, if you're famous and you treat your fans like shit, bro, like, man, I hope somebody beat the dog shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? And then you get famous off of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. But anyway, yeah, man, like, fame gives you this incredible opportunity to have a real impact on the world. Straight up. You know, like I said before, like you can use your voice to do a million things with fame. Whether it's social issues, supporting charities, or just inspiring others to be themselves, man. Like, it's just an opportunity, and a lot of people don't look at it like that. So I guess the next pro to being famous would have to be shit. The Monty, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The manian, you know what I'm saying? The financial benefits. Yes. So let's keep it 100 here, right? So one of the biggest perks of being, famous is the money, right? Of course, you have a lot of famous people who fucked up their money, so they're famous as fuck with no money. Like look at the not the what was that one dude? There was like got him. That nigga's a crackhead now. That nigga broke as hell, homeless as fuck, and still famous. That would suck. That would suck. And if y'all don't know who I'm talking about, young black dude, real, no disrespect, real funny looking dude, got famous off of a meme back in the day. And you can look it up, just type in got him guy, or whatever the fuck you want to type in. Got him. That was the name of the meme. But he's famous and broke as hell, man. And that would suck. That's I feel bad for the guy, honestly. And he probably just didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? But the financial benefits of being famous, usually, being famous usually means a bigger paycheck. Whether that's through sponsorships, whether that's through, shit like brand deals, or just general celebrity status, like being able to use your celebrity status in order to generate more income for yourself. And if you're an influencer, for example, your audience kind of becomes your brand, and companies are eager to pay for access to that. Plus, you get the chance to live a pretty fly ass lifestyle. Luxury shit. You know what I mean? Like private jets, fancy events. It's kind of like a little dream. You know what I'm saying? Um, but and that actually brings me to when I'm talking about brand deals and sponsorships and stuff. I want to call out a lot of the people lately who's been in my email acting like they work for huge companies. And no, don't get me wrong, not everybody. There are some, decent and stand up major corporations that have reached out to me in my email about, doing a few deals, and I salute and appreciate them wholeheartedly. But the ones I'm talking about are the scammers who just want me to click on a link for whatever fucked up reason, right? And they're like using the likeness of these major corporations and trying to get me to, look at all types of files so they can, throw junk on my computer or whatever. Those people, from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say fuck you. Fuck you, because you've wasted enough of my goddamn time, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of having to go through your damn emails and then realize you're fake. But it took me a while to realize you're fake, so I'm already sifting through all these emails, and it just sucks, man. Like, leave me the fuck alone, man. Straight up, man. What are you trying to gain? Bro, I'm not even a top dog. Go do this to one of these big major celebrities or something. Like, what the hell? But anyway, uh being famous usually means that you're pretty well compensated for your work. You know, sometimes there's, like I said, paid partnerships among many other things. And these are just some of the ways that famous people get paid for being themselves. And don't get me wrong, not every famous person is themselves. There's a lot of fake famous people. There's a lot of famous people who are famous off of a persona that they created, or a double personality that really isn't the real them. And I'm not knocking it. Whatever, do your thing. It's just not real. And that's cool. I'm saying, I'm not tripping. Shit, get your paper by all means. Um, but like I said, the best part would probably be financial freedom. With fame, you have the ability to kind of live the life you want. There's a lot of famous people who still get hella perks and they don't even spend a dollar. Whether it's traveling the world, whether it's buying your dream home, or supporting your family in ways you never really imagined. Fame kind of gives you the resources to enjoy the best things in life. And not just that, it gives you the opportunity to invest in things that matter to you, whether it's a personal project, a business venture, or like, you want to give back to the community on some like philanthropic. God damn, it's a big ass word. Let's try it again. Whatever the fuck, efforts. Anyway, another, pro, another positive thing of fame is, I would say, opportunities. Yeah. Yeah, I would say opportunities. Access to opportunities, actually. Because shit, fame opens doors. You get access to people and opportunities and even places that would normally be off limits if you were a regular person. So if you wanna collaborate with top tier artists, shit, that's done. You know, um, if you dream about attending exclusive private events, it's part of the job. Because celebrities are always invited to the best parties, the high profile charity events, or shit, even front row seats at fashion shows, sports events, all kind of shit. And then there's the opportunity to pursue shit you're passionate about. You know, whether it's acting, music, business, or whatever the fuck else, right? VIP events, check that off the list. You know what I'm saying? Other professionals in your field, shit, you got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, traveling to some private fucking island or other exclusive location, it's probably you're gonna get an invite if you haven't already got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the connections you make as a famous person can open up so many opportunities, whether it's business collaborations, creative partnerships, or simply learning from other successful people. You know, it just fame gives you kind of that front seat at VIP table everywhere you go. Another perk of fame is probably, I wouldn't call it love. Actually, I was gonna call it love, but we'll call it adoration and support. Yeah, we'll call it adoration and support. But we can call it love, just for whatever. But being famous often means you have a devoted fan base, right? Like, these people are the people who are going to support you through thick and thin, whatever the fuck you do. Like, they buy your merch, they visit your store, your online stores, they go to your restaurant, they watch your content, they cheer you the fuck on. It's like having a it's kind of like having your own built-in community of people who genuinely care about you, right? And that feeling of having an army of supporters can not only be amazing, but it can also be very motivational. And so like, okay, so like, think about your favorite celebrities, right? Think about your favorite celebrities. Not only do they have fans, right? But those fans are loyal. They have loyal fans. And if you're famous, you got this entire community of people who are literally rooting for you, watching, like I said, watching your content, buying your merch, and supporting you in ways that are honestly heartwarming. Like you feel great. Like, because if you think about it, fans are not just passive like followers. I'm not talking about those type of people. I'm talking about actual fans. I'm talking about people who are incredibly supportive of whatever you do. Whether it's emotional support, you're going through some shit, you hop on live and like people are saying all kinds of great shit or sending you all types of great shit to your P.O. box, or, showing love on social media, or, just standing by you through tough shit. Like, your fans can become almost like a family. And it's amazing to see how much positive energy can come from that type of relationship. you know um and I've experienced like something, very not even close to a major level of this. Like, one time I remember I was downtown somewhere, doing something, and a group of women stopped me, and they were like, "Hey, you're so and so," and I was like, "Yeah, like, what's up? Who wants to know?" You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just thinking nothing of it. Like, I was like, "Oh, great, I'm probably gonna have to deal with some more drama, or you know, some girl, some ex drama, or some, like, some shit like that, right?" That's the first thing you think, right? And no, like, this girl pulled out her phone and she was like, "Look, I've been listening to your music for years." She pulled out her phone and showed me that she downloaded, a bunch of my songs on her phone, and I was like, "Yo, that's what's up." And it's actually on my YouTube channel. This interaction, actually, I just forgot about that. But yeah, so real life, no cap. But there's just a lot of good things that can come from relationships like that. And to end that story on a good note, well, I guess it was kind of a bad note. And actually, if that girl is watching this right now, I just want to apologize to her. I just want to apologize to her because that night turned into a complete shit show for her. And it was kind of my fault. So I've always felt bad about that, because she was an actual supporter of me. But long story short, and I don't even know if I should be telling this story, but long story short, like I said, I was downtown, yada yada yada. They showed me or she showed me that she downloaded my stuff. She was with some girls. They asked if they could, you know, join me for the night, like party with me for the night, because I was downtown, I was partying, I was club hopping, whatever, whatever. At this time I was young, I was popping, and we ended up at this strip club, and a group of other women came into the strip club, and I guess it was one of the girls' birthday parties, but I knew one of them, and they're like, "Hey, Cloudy, yada yada yada," and we were kind of, just kind of like mingled together. Like it was that group of girls, and then this group of girls, and I was in the middle, and we were having a good time at the strip club, yada yada yada. Didn't really like these, I didn't have any relationships with any of these girls. It was just kind of like I was just cool with these girls, whatever. We were having a good time. I was throwing money, they were throwing money, whatever, yada yada yada. We were drinking a little bit, whatever. And then at the end of the night, one of the girls was throwing like kind of like this after party vibe at her place, and I ended up being the only guy there. Me and like maybe 30 girls. Me and 30 girls at this house party. And I was chilling, whatever, cool. I'm just chilling, drinking, listening to music, watching whatever's on TV, vibing out, whatever, cool. Nothing nefarious going on. But then these girls start beefing. And, there was some fighting going on. There was a bunch of other stuff going on. And I just bounced. Like, I'm not getting involved. I'm like the only guy here. And I'm black. I'm not dealing with this shit. No, I'm out. And I forgot that old chick, my supporter, came with me. And I kind of actually left her there. And I thought about it, later on. And I was like, damn, and I felt super bad about it. So I just want to apologize to her. But anyway, because she was a supporter, like I didn't have any, like, there was no, like, feelings or romantic thing going on or anything like that. She was a supporter. Like, she showed support that she's been supporting me before I even knew her. But anyway, so yeah, just want to throw that out there. I've always felt bad about that. Anyway, because apparently she got her ass whooped that night. I don't know what happened. But anyway, back to the actual topic at hand. So, like I said, there's a lot of positive energy that can come from a famous person and the relationship that they have with their fans. Like, there's a lot of positive stuff that can come from that. But I would say, like, the next pro to this type of thing would be, to this type of thing, to having fame would be access to unique experiences, actually. And I just think about it. I think that, because let's not forget about all the unique experiences that come with fame. I mean, how many people let's put it like this, how many people get the chance to meet their idols, travel the world, attend high profile events, get invited to exclusive parties. It's not something that most people get to experience, right? Private jets, all that crap. And you don't have to be famous in order to have a private jet, obviously. But famous people, they kind of get to do things that regular folks just don't get to do. They won't. And it's like, red carpet events. You're not going to be a regular person at that kind of vibe. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I've been invited to, and it's documented. I have videos and stuff on my social media. But I've been invited to celebrity VIP parties. Or not. It wasn't a party. It was a fashion show, actually. There's a few celebrities there. It was a good time, whatever. But I was probably the most regular person in the building, literally. No cap. Literally, probably the most dusty too. Because while everybody else walking around a designer, fucking drip down in jewels, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just look like a regular dude, you know what I'm saying? Um, but it was a good time, you know. But, you know, like I said, famous people they get to do shit. You know what I'm saying? Front row of fashion shows. You know what I'm saying? Traveling private jets. You know, and sometimes when you're famous, you get given free shit, and not just free regular shit. You get given free expensive shit just because it's like, hey, you're a celebrity. If somebody sees you with this, they're gonna be like, where the fuck did you get that? And now my brand is viral, right? So when you're famous, you get free shit all the time, right? And who the fuck wouldn't love that shit? You know, like all these experiences become a part of like this fabric almost. Like, and that fabric is your life. And they're not just exciting, right? But they can also be educational if you look at them in different ways. And I won't get into that aspect of the educational part, but if you think about it right now and you use that third eye that you got, you might be able to figure it out on your own. But anyway, another way I would say that famous people, or just fame in general, I don't know why I keep saying famous people, but just fame in general, you know, can have like a positive thing. It is the aspect of personal growth, right? And that kind of ties into the educational part that I was just speaking on. But the aspect of personal growth, and not the when I and I'm gonna say influence, but not the influence on other people, but the influence on your own future, right? And it's the ability, and what I'm speaking on is not only just the ability to inspire the next generation, but you can kind of put things in your favor for the future. But also, with that being said, fame isn't just about you. You know, it's about what you leave behind. Because when you're famous, you automatically have some sort of legacy. You know, and as a famous person, you have the chance to kind of pave the way for other people. You know, you have the chance to mentor young talent. You have the chance to influence the future of whatever industry you're in. And you can kind of be a role model for people who look up to you, you know. And speaking on that, I remember when I started my first business, right? I was 21, and apparently I was the youngest entrepreneur in the city. You know, I was featured in a local magazine for it. And so I had a tad bit of local fame, just a smidget, just for a brief part of my life. And I remember I was outside. This is when I used to smoke tobacco. I know, disgusting. This was well over a decade ago. But you know, I was outside on my smoke break, and this kid comes up to me, and he's like, "Hey, you want to buy some candy?" And at first, I'm thinking, it's probably a fucking scam, but whatever. I'll grab some candy. But I start thinking, right? It's like a split second thought, but I start thinking, and I'm like, it's middle of the day. It's a weekday. This kid looks like he hasn't fucking eaten in fucking 40 years. And I'm thinking, like, why the fuck isn't this kid in school? You know, like, why does he look like he hasn't eaten? And so I said, you know what? Yeah, you know what? I actually got a big ass taste for candy. Why don't you come inside my shop, man? And yeah, I'll buy some candy. I don't have any cash on me right now. So he follows me into the shop. And you know, as we're walking inside, he's just, you know, telling me what's going on in his life. I'm asking him little questions like, hey, why aren't you in school? Like, what's going on? I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell you doing, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's middle of the day. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he's just telling me how he's selling candy to support the rest of his siblings. Both his parents are, you know, strung out on drugs right now, and he's going through a bunch of shit. And you know, it just touched the fuck out of me. You know, and something in me was like, empty the whole fucking cash register into this kid's he had like a little cardboard, you know, thing full of candy. And that's exactly what I did. I emptied the whole cash register out, and I was like, man, here you go. And I actually had there was this arcade because my company was in a mall, and there was this arcade down the way, and I had a pass to it, and I had a bunch of money on it and shit. And I was like, here, take your siblings, have a good time. You know what I'm saying? And the kid started crying. He thanked me like he couldn't believe it. And I don't even know how much was in the cash register. I really don't even know, so I won't even throw out a number. But I'll never forget that shit. And a couple of days go by, and this funny looking guy, man, like he looked pretty fucked up, right? He comes in the shop. He looks lost when he comes in at first, and then me and him kind of lock eyes, and he starts approaching me. And the first thing I'm thinking is, maybe somebody paid to put a hit out on me. You know what I'm saying? Like at this time of my life, that's the first thing that came into my mind, right? Like, yeah, I'm gonna be on my P's and Q's, whatever, right? And as he gets closer, I get more prepared. But it comes to find out he just wanted to thank me. I guess his that was his son who I emptied the cash register out, and we had a good conversation, and I could tell like most of his time he would be strung out, fucked up, something of that nature. But he didn't really seem that way then. He seemed like he seemed like he refrained from doing whatever he liked to do for that moment, at that moment in time. And he thanked me for everything I did for his kids and yada yada yada. And he couldn't believe that the shop was mine. He was like, "How old are you?" And I was like, 21. And he's like, "There's no fucking." And he's like, "You own this shit?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "There's no fucking way." Like how? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I started telling him my story, you know what I'm saying? Like I started off in the streets. I was a street dude, you know what I'm saying? I made a decision to get up out the streets, and this is how I'm doing it. And shit, he was like, "Damn, that's what's up." You know what I'm saying? So we had a good conversation and shit, but that will never ever leave my brain. Ever. And I can't even remember what the hell we were talking about that oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. Inspiring people, you know? And that's the type of shit that inspires other people, man. So, although you have this like personal growth you can think about and you can think about yourself, it's not always about you. When you're successful, and I didn't even have any fame. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I wasn't even like some multi-millionaire or no shit like that. I was just a kid trying to get about the streets. You know what I'm saying? And at that point in time, I felt like, although I didn't realize it then, I just kind of thought like, that was the right thing to do then. But as I got older, I kind of thought like, I wish I knew like where that kid was today. I wish I kind of like took that kid under my wing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, hopefully that kid's good, man. Hopefully he's good. Hopefully I inspired him to maybe start his own business, you know what I'm saying, or pursue his dreams, whatever that may be, because not every kid is fortunate enough to have, good role models in their life. You know what I'm saying? Not every kid is fortunate enough to have good father figures in their lives. Not every kid is fortunate enough to, know, hey, I should go get a job or I should do this instead of this. They just, all they see is bad shit around them. So all they do is bad shit. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the times it's really not their fault. But anyway, with fame, you might inspire somebody, to start their own career, to pursue their own dreams, to break through barriers that they didn't think were possible until they met you. And your influence can transcend the here and the now. You dig what I'm saying? And it can impact the next generation in ways that go far beyond your own legacy. Straight up. And I have a few stories like that, but I won't bore y'all with that. You know, um, I think I think this is going to be the last pro to fame. And excuse me. So, lastly, let's talk about how much fucking fun fame can be. Like you get into the limelight, you attend cool events, you yada yada yada, and you just generally live a lifestyle that's filled with that's filled with hella fucking excitement. Like of course it comes with sacrifices, but it comes with hella excitement. Whether it's like I said, red carpet events, travel, hanging out with other influential people. Fame can definitely come with a lot of fun shit. And you have opportunities on top of opportunities to try new things. You have the ability to experiment with projects that you're interested in, and they can be projects that are outside of your profession, and fame just opens doors to a lot of different adventures. Like how many times have y'all heard of a famous person open up a restaurant? Like probably everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like like Justin Timberlake, Kevin Hart, Jay-Z, Drake, everybody done opened up a goddamn restaurant and tried. And I think there's only been a handful of celebrities in the history of celebrity that has actually had a successful restaurant. Straight up. But that's a perk of fame. Like you try out your thing, and I think Justin Timberlake, it's fucked up what happened to him. Like Justin or his restaurant, but Justin Timberlake opened up a restaurant, and I actually went to high school with one of his cousins actually. But Justin Timberlake opened up a restaurant, actually Lawrence Central High School in Indianapolis, Indiana. But anyway, Justin Timberlake opened up and I actually went to like 8 different high schools by the way. So, but anyway, Justin Timberlake opened up a restaurant, and it was doing great until he had a poop leak. He had a poop leak. I think it was like a poop leak from the second floor too. It was a poop leak, and like shit was running down on people's food, and it was all fucked up. So he had to shut it down, man. Like that, I feel like somebody threw a fucking like one of those big ass fireworks in the fucking toilet up there and some shit, like just to fuck over his shit. Like, 'cause that was fucked up how that shit happened. He had to shut it down. Like, it was a whole thing. But anyway, yeah, just it's whatever you want to try when you're famous. Like, you can do that. You just kind of have like this freedom to explore your own passions. And that you can still do the same thing without fame and just money too. But with fame, you kind of don't even need the money to do these things. And with fame, you don't really have the same kind of the same kind of pressure while you're doing these things that other people might, have to deal with. Like I said before, I don't think I would ever get tired of fame. You know, but I don't think as much as I think I don't ever would as much as I think I wouldn't ever get tired of fame. There's also a downside of fame. There's also cons of fame. There's also negative aspects of fame that a lot of people just don't fucking talk about. So with that being said, we're going to get into that in just a second. So now's the time to grab those snacks. Get comfortable, grab your favorite dildo. No, I'm just kidding. Get comfortable, relax, and I'll be back in just a second. Oh shit. Testing, testing. 1, 2, testing, testing. 1, 2. Okay. Oh, shit, we're live. Fuck. Don't worry about that. That was just. Actually, I don't need to fucking explain. Anyway, hopefully you guys are comfortable. Hopefully you guys are well fed. Hopefully you guys are feeling mighty fly and mighty good. Because we're about to dive in. Yes, that's right. We are about to dive back in. And before we went on a break, we were talking about the downsides of fame. You know, the pros, or I'm sorry, the cons of fame, the negatives of fame. And fame comes with a lot of baggage. Excuse me. Fame comes with a lot of baggage, right? Because it's not just all, shits and giggles. It's not just all sunshines and rainbows. So let's talk about the dark side of being famous. I think that the first thing I think about when I think about, the negative things of being famous, like the dark side, the things that nobody really even wants to think about, I think about the lack of privacy, right? One of the biggest cons is the complete lack of privacy. When you're famous, you're essentially always on, always out, always on. If you're super famous, paparazzi are everywhere, right? And people want to know where you're eating, what you're wearing, who you're dating. And it's not like you can just go to the grocery store without someone snapping a photo or gossiping about it. And for some people, this constant exposure can feel suffocating. It can feel like you're in a cage. It can feel like you're an animal at a zoo in a cage. And that can cause people to do some real different things. Sometimes it can cause people to, start doing drugs. People can, start doing drugs. People can, start getting thoughts of suicide. People can, fame, if you're not able to handle certain things of being famous, it can almost destroy you from the inside out. And I think another thing that's really negative about fame is unrealistic expectations. Because people start to expect a lot from you. You're expected to look perfect all the fucking time. Like, you have to have a hairdresser, a makeup artist, a stylist. And if you a fly young nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might not even need a stylist, you know what I'm saying? But you are expected to look perfect all the time. You're expected to stay relevant. You're expected to stay famous and continue to build that fame. And you're also constantly expected to produce content, whether it's movies, whether it's, an Instagram reel, pictures, whatever. And that can feel like there's an endless pressure on you to perform. And you can almost start feeling like a damn circus clown, and if you slip up or you take a break, there's people who are quick to criticize you, but then there's also people who might even try to destroy you, and that's a whole nother topic because there's also different dark sides of fame that a lot of people talk about, but let's just say conspiracy theorists talk about. We're not going to get into that today, but you can die, nigga. You fuck up the money, you fuck up the church's money, they gonna kill you. You know what I'm saying? Let's just put it like that. But also with that being said, like I said, people are quick to criticize you. Plus, you're constantly compared to everyone else. Imagine just trying to be yourself, but everybody keeps holding you to this unrealistically high standard. That type of shit can get exhausting. It can be annoying, but it can really wear you down. And a lot of people, they don't give a fuck. Like, you signed up to be famous. That's how they feel. Like, you knew what you were doing when you started doing music, or you knew what you were doing when you started acting, or you knew what you were doing when you started, taking pictures in bikinis on Instagram. I don't fucking know, but they don't feel sorry for you, nigga. Like, if you're famous, nobody's gonna feel sorry for you. Nobody feels sorry for the winners. If you're winning, it's gonna be very hard to get people to feel sorry for you. Another thing that can really make fame unbearable is isolation and loneliness. And loneliness is a big thing that can come with fame. Like, don't get me wrong, like, you got tons of fans, you got a grip of followers, but those aren't real relationships. You don't even know these people. Those aren't fulfilling, wholesome, wholehearted relationships that, make you feel great every day, right? Sometimes it's hard to tell who your true friends are when you've got a lot of fame. People might want to be around you simply because of your fame, not because they actually care about you as a person. And that's why you see other celebrities only hanging out with other celebrities, because other celebrities understand fame. And that can create a sense of isolation. And as much as people want to hang out with celebrities, those deep, meaningful friendships are way, way, way harder to form. They're way harder to create. Like if I was famous right now, if I dated a regular girl, I don't know. I always thought about this. Like, I don't know. I always thought, like, if I was famous right now, would I want to date another famous chick? Or would I want to date a groupie? Or just a regular girl, right? Who has a regular, like, vibe, like a lawyer, a doctor, or something like that, right? Like, either groupie or regular chick, right? I don't know if I would go for another celebrity chick. I don't know yet. But because I just feel like, I don't know, man, because like if you're dating a groupie, like, you're kind of like, but then it would feel weird because it wouldn't be real. Like, they would just be like so head over heels for you. Like, it would be almost like like probably bearable. It'd probably like lead to other stuff. Like, it would turn into like psychosis, like psychotic shit. Like, I don't know if I'd be down for that. You know what I'm saying? But If you had like a girl who had her shit together and she was like a lawyer, doctor, somebody who's making like good money, a surgeon with her own practice, you know what I mean? And she was a millionaire too, but she just wasn't famous at all. Like, I think that would be probably like the best kind of vibe. Like, it would probably bring more balance to what you're trying to find, you know? Because you definitely, if you're in that position, I dig it where a lot of guys like they stick with the one who was riding with them before they got famous, and I rock with that. Like people like Snoop Dogg and who else? There's a couple other guys, who've been with their wives 30, 40, fucking like Ice Cube. I think there's another guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just rappers. You know what I mean? But I think Denzel Washington's been with his girl for a while. I can't remember, but it's just like you just never know, and that can be scary. That can be scary. Like who are your real friends? Like if you make a new friend and now you have to you have to hire a private investigator to do like a whole fucking like background check on them, see who they are, you know. Man, you just never know. This might be a real life piece of shit next to me right now. This might be a terrorist. This might be a guy trying to set me up to kidnap me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just never know. It might be a guy trying to empty my bank account. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just never know. He might be trying to butt fuck me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just never know, is what I'm trying to say. All right? Scratch the butt fuck thing. You just never know. But anyway, and that can be scary. But I think that with all of that, another negative factor that fame can bring is just the mental and emotional strain that comes with being famous. It's gotta be just draining and mentally straining, and your emotions, and you always gotta yak 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 and talk and bark orders and yada yada yada. Somebody's always want to hear you talk or whatever the fucking case may be, right? And fame can seriously mess with your mental health. Because think about it, right? Think about it. You're under constant scrutiny, right? We already know that. But every move you make is literally analyzed by magazines and fans and critics and haters. And every tweet that you make, like everything you post online, is literally dissected by everyone. Like, you've got so many different groups that your shit is going to be dissected by, whether it's politician groups, or politic groups, whether it's people who are looking for racial baiting, people who are looking, for sexual baiting. You got to deal with, people are, like, you can say the wrong thing and get canceled the next day. You don't even realize that, oh, God, sorry, forgot about you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't realize that, oh, shit, it's a feelings type of world these days. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you don't really actually realize a lot of things, but obviously, like, racism, like, you're a piece of shit for real. You know what I'm saying? So if your shit gets dissected by people who assume you to be racist and you say some racist bullshit online, fuck you anyway, But, and that goes for racism against any race. But, man, like, imagine that. Like, everything you post, no matter what it is, whether you're having a bad day and you post something, whether you're having a good day and you post something, whether it's going to be dissected. Like, you post something that even sounds eerie, now you've got the conspiracy theorists. They're like, oh Lord, it's the Illuminati. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just never know. And a lot of that stuff could be real. You know what I'm saying? Like, but think about everything you post is like dissected by all kinds of different people, and that's like, fuck. Am I even supposed to be posting? And if you make one wrong move, I mean, you're dealing with major public backlash, And for some people, that type of shit leads to anxiety. It can lead to depression. It can lead to drug use. It can lead to burnout. It can lead to suicide. And it's a lot to handle, especially if you're not used to that level of pressure. And of course, we haven't touched on the haters. There's also the haters, like people who are always trying to tear you down. That's why a lot of famous people don't read comments, because that type of negativity can really weigh on you over time. If like somebody's really trying to spread this shitty ass view of you and you know who you are, they're just like assassinating your character every day, every day, every day, saying something about you that you know isn't true. That shit can really fuck with you. Like imagine like how many times like you heard somebody said something bad about you and you're like, you know what, fuck that nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or like you wanted to confront them, or like some people like it really made you feel like shit. Like it really like, damn, bro, like that's how you think of me? Like I've been trying to be like a good person this whole time, and you got the audacity to like spread shit on my name. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've been over here like treating you like family. Like I've been over here like really treating you good, bro. Like, and you want to be a bitch ass nigga? Like that can really weigh on you. But think about if you got millions of people doing that every day of your life. Holy hell! You're gonna have to pick one side or the other. You're gonna have to be a sad nigga, a sad bitch, or you gonna be a fuck you type nigga. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm gonna be a fuck you type nigga every time. You know what I'm saying? You don't like me, I don't give two fucks. You don't like something about me, I don't give two fucks. Go find somebody else to like, nigga. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is you even here? You know what I'm saying? Like, straight like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give two fucks who don't like me. You know what I'm saying? We can bang it out. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if I'm famous or not. Like, we can go into a closet, just me and you. You a hater? Okay, we can meet up, link up. You know what I'm saying? Meet up, link up, bang it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not tripping. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just saying. If I was famous, I wouldn't even be on that because you would get sued right away, immediately, and it's not even worth that. So you can't even take it out on these people the way you want to take it out on people. Man, that's gotta be stressful, But with that being said, that also, speaking of the haters, that also brings me to another point that is very negative of being famous. Didn't know how to word that, so bear with me. Follow along. But another point is mental and emotional strain. Hold on. Mental and emotional strain is not another part. I'm sorry, guys. It's not another point. I don't even know why I repeated mental and emotional strain. Now I have mental and emotional strain with myself. No, I'm just playing. Another point that's negative about having fame is unwanted attention and stalkers. And that ties into the haters that we were just talking about. And it's not like fame isn't just about being recognized in like this cool, nice, heartwarming way, right? Sometimes fame brings out the worst, the absolute worst in people, and just the worst people. Like they will literally pay thousands of dollars just to tell you what's on their mind. They'll literally pay thousands of dollars, wait outside for you for hours just to say, fuck you, Cloudy. Straight like that. And imagine having stalkers though, or dealing with obsessive fans who just do not and will not ever respect your boundaries. And honestly, it's a sad reality for many celebrities. And because, like, I don't know, like, think about how many stories you've heard of celebrities breaking into, or I mean, celebrities, of, well, we actually have heard about celebrities. Anyway, how many stories have you heard about, crazy fans or crazy haters breaking into a celebrity's compound and doing some dumb shit or saying some dumb shit or whatever the fucking case may be, and having to get removed by the cops and the celebrity wasn't home or yada yada yada, right? Or how many celebrities' houses have been robbed, like in California. Like, man, if I was famous, I would not live in Cali, bro. I'm sorry, but like, you are an automatic target over that motherfucker. Like, no offense to Cali, you know what I'm saying? Do your thing, whatever. That's whatever. But Cali's a great state. Cali's a great state, man. But Post Malone said it best. Hollywood was bleeding at one point. It was. But anyway, it's a sad reality. You know what I'm saying? It's like most fans are gonna be supportive, but there's always this small percentage who just cross the line, man. Who just don't give a fuck, and that shit can probably feel unsafe. And if you got kids, if you got family traveling with you, whatever the case may be, like you have to be on your P's and Q's. You have to have a security team. You have to be, and you know what? Speaking of security, you know what I hate about people's security teams is when these people they hire security teams, and the security is looking at the celebrity the whole time. Like, hello, dumbass, are you my security or are you my fan, nigga? Cause if I was a celebrity and I saw my security looking at me like we locked eyes in the midst of a crowd or whatever the fuck, like what the fuck is you looking at me for, nigga? Look at the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is you looking at me, bro? And I'll see videos of like celebrities and I'm like, how are you not on your security's ass about this? Like, what? Like, are they actually here to protect you? And then you got to think about like if there was ever like a situation where like your security had to kill somebody, God forbid, right? Do they actually possess the heart to pull the trigger? You got to think about that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. There's also a con about fame, and that's the struggle between public and private life. One of the most complicated parts of fame is trying to maintain a balance between your public and private life. And it can kind of feel like you're living in two worlds. Like a part of like in one world you want to be yourself. But at the same time in this other world, you have this public persona that everyone expects you to maintain all the time. And it's tough to kind of draw the line between what's yours to share and what you want to keep private. And me personally, I would recommend if you are on the verge of being famous, come out with you so that it's never a stress that you always have to like get in like acting mode or get in this persona when you go outside or any of that shit. Like it's best to like be famous for really who you are. Like, and I've heard a lot of celebrities talk about like somebody like Tyler the Creator like this. Like people say that Tyler the Creator is really like that. Like he's the type of dude like, you guys link up and you guys get around somebody else famous or somebody important, and Tyler's gonna blurt out, "Yeah, me and Cloudy take bubble baths together." Or how does he talk? He's like, "Yeah, me and Cloudy take bubble baths together." You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just shit, nigga. If that's who you is, like, nigga, I salute it, I respect it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you can be famous and still be yourself, like, that is one of the ultimate blessings. Because you'll never have to go into like this facade mode. But yeah, like I said, it's kind of tough to draw the line between what's yours to share and what you want to keep private a lot of the times. But me personally, I've always been a big follower of the mindset that you only see what I want to show you, and I think everybody should live by that. Let me see. Ooh, also another big negative to being famous is that your relationships are always under scrutiny. Like, think about your personal relationships. It's hard enough to make a relationship work without having the whole world watching. Like every fight, every breakup, every new romance is just going to be front page news. And it's not just your romantic life. Like, it's friendships, it's family struggles, family deaths, all of it is fair game for the media and the public. And when you're famous, some of that shit can be sickening. Like that can create an enormous amount of stress, especially if you're trying to keep things private, or especially if you're dealing with something as major as a death in the family or something like that. Also, another negative would have to be losing your authenticity, right? Another tough thing, you might start losing your sense of self. When you're constantly being watched, it's easy to fall into the trap of becoming who people want you to be rather than staying true to who you actually are. And you might start to tailor your personality, your opinions, and even your actions to fit the expectations of others. And that can be a serious identity crisis. A real life identity crisis mixed with a serious culture shock in the making. And that is so unhealthy mentally. So, what's the verdict, right? What's the verdict? Is fame worth it? Honestly, me personally, I think it depends on the person. Fame has its undeniable perks, wealth, influence, opportunities, the love of fans, but there are also huge downsides. Like, loss of privacy, constant pressure, and the toll it takes on your mental and emotional health. But what's interesting is that fame is something that looks super appealing from the outside, but the reality of living under the microscope can be a lot tougher than what people might realize. A lot of celebrities, they've talked about how they trade some of their fame for more privacy and more normalcy, and it's why you see some celebrities dress up in disguises, or, they try it, and some celebrities get away with it and some don't. But at the end of the day, fame is like this double-edged sword. Some people can handle it and thrive, while others just might be suffocated by it. Me personally, I don't think I would get tired of fame as much as other people. But anyway, that's my take on fame. The good, the bad, the ugly, everything else in between. But let me know, what do y'all think? Would you even want to be famous? Do the perks outweigh the struggles? Or do you think it's just not worth it? Drop your thoughts in the chat. I'm not going to be sticking around for much longer in the chat. But if you want to DM me, if you want to, hit me up on another social media platform, let's talk it out. Let's talk about it. So yeah. With that being said, my name is Cloudy Wings. That's ClouddyWingz. Peace.